Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
It's among one of the most historic racetracks in stock car history. And here tonight, from Thunder Alley all the way to the other side of Rockingham, from North Carolina, it's race number 8. QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup. Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, as we get set to bring you flag-to-flag coverage here on V-Speed. The PDI 135 from the Rock. Quick talk about the points here before we get everything underway. Alan Dobbs has pulled out 154 points. Ronnie Joyner takes over the second position. The top 5 of the points is pretty much locked together here. And then you have a pretty tight gap. Quentin Stewart has lost a little bit of ground here after 7 races. He was up in the top 3 at one point, very close to the points lead. But since Alan Dobbs has started getting more and more consistent, has put a win under his belt, he started to pull away for the rest of this field. Of course, we're coming up on that chase format that we talk about, and that cutoff line at the 12 position mark. Brandon Yates and Trenton Wilkin separated by about 40 points. But Trenton Wilkin has a win, so we know he can get it done. We'll have to wait and see what else he has in store for us here. Another look here at the track map, though, and 1 mile in length. Rockingham Speedway. It's actually just over a mile in length. It kind of varies based off of the statistics you want to look up, but this track notoriously hosted races in the early season for NASCAR, all the way up until 2004 when it was shut down, but opened in 1965. And there's still an effort to revamp this track and bring it back, at least for a limited time, for the Xfinity and Truck Series. So we'll have to wait and see. I would love to see these guys go back around here, but this is where this car thrived. And the Generation 4 stock car was right at the end of the life of this racetrack. Race analysis up on your screen. 135 laps. Pit road speed limit 40 miles per hour. one of the more difficult racetracks to get onto pit road just because of how bumpy it is on the exit of turn 4. And based off of a tri-oval, it is quite similar to Phoenix, but the start-finish line being on the opposite side there through that dogleg turn. So the backstretch, very difficult to get through. Cars are going to hit that outside wall, notoriously bad for that as well. It's kind of like Darlington on the exit of turn 2, so drivers will have to work on that, fight the outside all night long to try to keep this car down near the yellow line. But with that, let's take you trackside, get that grid up on the screen, starting on the pole here tonight with a 23.855. It's the number 24 car of Quentin Stewart on the pole. Chuck Sweeting, 2 wins this season, only multi-time winner of the QSR Season 3. He will start in the 2nd position. And it goes back to Wyatt Walker, Alan Dobbs in 3rd and 4th position. Ronnie Joyner, Stephen McGough, 5th and 6th. 7th goes to Trenton Wilkin with Galen Wunsch in the 199. He will start having a little bit of problems here with iRacing. There we go. As things clear up. But here today, let's go trackside now. So continue to see the cars at the bottom of your screen. We're green flag in racing from Rockingham. Lap number 1, but he had a 3 wide coming out of turn 4. Alan Dobbs not afraid to go down there, takes away the position, and Wyatt Walker also was on the hard charge. Looks like the 24 had the qualifying speed, but a little conservative here to start out the day. Side by side for the lead between Wyatt Walker, gets into contact with the 22 of Dobbs. They're able to hold on to it. Got to be very careful here. Contact in this car spells trouble very quickly. Walker falls back to the 2nd position. It's still up 1. Chuck Sweeting down a spot. As we ride on the back end of Alan Dobbs, watching through this field. We'll carry on into turn 1 with the lead. Looking back here with your 2nd place in the points driver, Ronnie Joyner. He's currently running in the 6th position. Started up in 5th. Has the 12 of Trenton Wilkin, who's gained 2 spots just in front of him. But as we go on board here, look how hard it is to get around this racetrack. Hard on the brakes into the entry of 1, trying to keep it to middle to low. Use that throttle, too much input there for Joyner, and he gets loose. I told you it was difficult. And right on cue for the 00, it shows you why this place is so difficult, why the car count might be a little bit lower. This place will pretty much torture you all race long. It's a very disciplined approach of racing the track and not the cars around you. Battle for the lead is heating up. Wyatt Walker taking offense to the back of the 22 out of turns 3 and 4. Wasn't able to get the clean run off that he needed to complete that pass, but he's hanging true with Alan Dobbs, keeping him honest here. 7 laps in at Rockingham. A little bit different approach to 1 and 2 for the 85. Comes in low, kind of double diamonds that corner. We'll go on board with him through 3 and 4. He's getting a better run in the middle of the corner than the 22 of Dobbs, but just not able to complete that pass because Dobbs is on that outside, kind of defending the line, keeping this 85 from getting by. having some technical issues here this whole night, and I want to apologize to QSR for the first probably 20 laps here. I would say we've had a microphone drop out and just now able to get it fixed back up. We've been watching these battles, though, between Alan Dobbs and Chuck Sweeting, Wyatt Walker. They were going back and forth. We were talking about Ronnie Joyner and his ability to claw his way back up after that mistake. He brought himself back from 9th position and has since brought himself up to the top 5. Trenton Wilkin got by. Quentin Stewart is falling back after starting on the pole here today. But yeah, just a severe issue there with the microphone, and I was trying a new mic setup. Apparently, Windows not liking my setup, so we'll have to go back to the drawing board on that one. Stephen McGough almost got to the inside of the 24. These cars looking really tight here. Green coming up on stage end here for the 22 of Dobbs. He stretches the lead back out to 7/10. Stage ending at lap 40. It looks like most likely the 22 of Dobbs is going to hold on unless he makes a crazy mistake. Chuck Sweeting is starting to catch up a little bit here. Lead shaved down to half a second now. See how steep the banking is, and then how shallow it gets out of the exit of turn 2. Turn isn't done, but the banking is when you come out of that corner. And for Chuck Sweeting, he's just trying to catch up. These 5/10 left with 5 to go. Now 4 to go when they've crossed the line. Don't think anybody has anything from the 22 yet. He went up and snagged the lead very early in this race. Took it 3 wide on lap 2. Was able to snag it away. Wyatt Walker, who played a couple different attempts on offense to get around him, he's falling back to 4th. Trenton Wilkin looks like he's going to get a top 3 out of this. So he'll complete another pass. White flag in the air now. Alan Dobbs just has to get around this place one more time to claim the stage victory. Field very spread out here. Little battle back here between McGough and Quentin Stewart. Stewart's going to try to hold on to the spot. McGough gets loose. Going to send it into turn 3. Across the line here for the 22 on lap 40. He will be your stage winner. Looks like Quentin Stewart able to hold on to it for 6th position. And with that, we're looking at first set of pit stops for the day. We'll project everyone to come down with 4 tires and fuel. 4 tire sets available here tonight, so no reason not to take them here on lap 41. And with 100% fuel, strong chance that these drivers can make it to the very end of this race. If not, they're going to be about 10 laps short. It's going to be pretty close, but we get a caution here, could stretch this run out. We'll have to wait and see if anyone tries that strategy, as we'll have about 90 laps to go, and that's very reasonable for these cars to make it that far. Into the stall for the 22. 75 hits his mark. Has to back up just a little bit there. 85. Oh, he has to back up twice. So the 75 going to lose a ton of ground here. Down and away for the 22 of Dobbs. Walker second out of pit road. And how about that? Ronnie Joyner gets up to third here on the exit. Alan Dobbs with a dominant day thus far. Starting fourth, he led 40 out of the 42 laps complete here tonight from Rockingham. Don't go anywhere. We've got more coverage of race number 8 for the QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup here on V-Speed. With more right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here live from Rockingham, North Carolina. Getting ready to go back green for stage number 2. And here we go, back live and racing at The Rock. Alan Dobbs took over the point there. My oh my, is Ronnie Joyner hungry for a top 3 finish. He went up, stole away the 3rd spot on pit road, and now has worked his way up to 2nd, almost briefly. To the inside of Wyatt Walker, here comes Quentin Stewart on offense. Looks to the inside of the 00, all over the back bumper of Chuck Sweeting, gonna follow with the 75 down the backstretch. There goes Stewart to 4th. Wilkin is up in the top 3. Had a mistake on pit road. 32.9 in the box. Believe he got a hold penalty. There's a late entry here. I believe 1 lap down. Haven't got a chance here to mention this name tonight, but Galen Lunch. And the 199, I don't know if he missed the grid here tonight. He's about 1 lap down here. Brent Allen also having some problems. He's a lap down. Not sure what happened to the 13 car here, but let's see if we can back it up. Get up one more time. I think maybe he lost control here on the backstretch. I'm not entirely sure, but he's got some heavy right front damage. So now back out on the racetrack, 13 car. The race that he would have liked to had today. He was up in the top 10 for a lot of the first stage there, was able to get stage points out of that run. Here we go. On board with Quentin Stewart. Stewart has really came to life here in the second stage. Is he overdriving it? I know in the first stage of this race, he was a little more timid, and I think it backfired on him, trying to save too much. And to use his car up, playing defense. And this time around, he's taking it to him and trying to get that top 3 back. .90-degree track temperature, 73 is the air. It's come down a little bit since qualifying. We continue on for lap 52 out of 135. We've had one caution, and it's been for the stage. One lead change. Ever since the 22 of Dobbs took away the lead from Quentin Stewart. He hasn't looked back. He's pulled out the lead now, 1.8 seconds over Wyatt Walker. And it continues to grow lap after lap. We need to take another look here at the point standings, because Alan Dobbs, with the day that he's having right now, 154 points over Ronnie Joyner, who's back in the 5th position here currently. With Daniel Molnix, Chuck Sweeting. I mean, as far as the top 5 goes in this race, we've got trouble down the backstretch here. Back to a live shot. It's Brent Allen down to pit road. He has exited the session. The green flag stays out, but let's see if we can find exactly where this happened. Himself here coming out of turn 2. Looks like the car just steps out on him and a hard impact to the inside wall. Actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. But he keeps it down off the surface. Able to get back to pit road in the tow. Unfortunately there for Brent Allen. Done for the day. What I was mentioning there with the points, the top 5 in the points are pretty much the top 5 in this race. So they're not really going to gain any ground on each other. That's the whole point. We talked about the pre-race and the scenario leading up to the chase of this format with 5 races in the chase. They need more cars out on this racetrack if they want to have any hope of catching up to that driver. Bring that information back up on your screen. It is spread out quite considerably, but look at this schedule here. Darlington next week, Watkins Glen, and Bristol. I mean, this is 4 of the hardest tracks you could probably drive this Generation 4 stock car at, especially Bristol and Watkins Glen. I know Rockingham is difficult in its own right, but it's only 4 opportunities to make a mistake. You have 8 opportunities at Watkins Glen in 1 lap. So I don't envy these guys at all for what they are going to have to go through here very, very soon. All they can do is put as much practice in as they can and try to best this guy right here, because he has been unstoppable thus far at Rockingham, North Carolina. 1 car out of the race, it's Brent Allen. We still have 10 running. With the difficulty of the schedule, the car count, it's going to be hard to get drivers enthusiastic about torturing themselves. But at at the same time, it's one of those giddy up, Buttercup. You know, this is what's going to separate the men from the boys. This schedule definitely doesn't care about your feelings, and if you have any talent at all, you'll be out here on the racetrack right now. So a little call out to the rest of the guys that failed to make it this year for the final 4 races. I know it's frustrating as a league owner to put these shows on, put this season together, only to have guys race picky and choosy on what they feel is the best chance to win a race instead of committing to a season. And it's fine, commitment issues, I get it. I'm married, so. Alan Dobbs down the backstretch. Wyatt Walker, Chuck Sweeting, the top 3, hasn't changed hands. There goes Ronnie Joyner back to the inside of Quentin Stewart. We're going to try to get back to the outside. Doesn't look like it worked there. Hold his own down on the bottom. Steve McGo. Oh, very loose there for Stewart. And a little moment there out of turn 2 yet again. So watching Quentin Stewart, Steve McGo, Trenton Wilkin. You got Galen Wunsch in the background there just praying for a caution, hoping he's not a part of it to get back on the lead lap. Give him an opportunity because based off of his pace, he can hang with these guys. I think he's not up there trying to pass them right now because he's a lap down and doesn't want to interfere with these battles. But the 199 definitely has the speed here. And he could be a contender for this top 5 if he could just get back on the lead lap. I absolutely believe that. Wunsch has been proving lap after lap that he's faster as he'll go to the inside of the 12 of Wilkin. He's actually passed Shane Ferguson and Brandon Yates. These two back here quietly running. Wow, Wyatt Walker is catching up to Chuck Sweeting a little bit at a time. Sweeting is falling back 3.5 seconds from Alan Dobbs, who's just in another time zone. You can see him down the backstretch, just now entering 3. And then the gap between Walker and Sweeting dwindles down to 0.5 seconds. Battle between Wilkin, Stewart, and McGo. This is for the 5th spot. Major problems for Stewart in the later half of these runs as you see him go to the inside. Wilkin now trying to take that top 5 away from your pole sitter. Very close there off the backstretch. Very tight. We're going to Stewart again. We're back on board with him. He's going to play defense on the outside. Hangs the pinch down low. Wasn't enough. Wilkin able to drive out of it. Go back to the inside in 3. Wilkin able to get out of that. Stephen McGo. Look to the inside of Stewart. These guys trading punches here. Starts to drive away. Him and the 85 of Walker have caught up to Chuck Sweeting. I believe we're going to have a similar battle here for the 2nd position very soon. Big run here for the 83. Briefly blinks out there. Probably one of the most dangerous parts of the racetrack to have that happen. position battle for second through fourth, it has tightened up tremendously. So for Ronnie Joyner, this is a position high best. He had actually gained some spots there off of pit road, but fell back. Looks like he's accordioned back to that spot where he came out. It was as high as second. I'm trying to go back up there and take it from Chuck Sweeting. But as I said before, there's a good chance here these drivers can make it all the way to the very end of this race, and I don't know if anyone's trying to do that or not, because tires will almost be at a premium. I think at this point, just trying to make the run in half, probably go another 20 laps or so. You see these drivers down pit road around lap 90, I would not be surprised. 90 to 95 is probably going to be the window if you're going to take tires. When Stewart has Galen Wunsch looking to the inside, not for position here for the 199, but just showing that he has the speed. So again, that's proving my point that I believe the 199 has the car to be up here in the top 5. He just needs that yellow to get the free pass and get back on this lead lap. And if I'm the 24 of Quentin Stewart right now, I'm going to let the 199 go. He's not a position. I think I let him go by here on the inside, because if he continues to allow that 199 to the bottom here in 1 and 2, the 83 of Mago could very easily use that slot to his advantage and get by. Stewart's going to continue to play defense here. Losing ground to the 12 of Wilkin. Not for position. I think the 24 just needs to let him by. That's my personal opinion on that. This is burning up his tires here, trying to hold it out there. For every lap this happens, Wilkin drives away. There goes the 199 now. Gets clear. The 24 back on the inside now. Look at that. It opens up the door for the 83 of Mago. A little mistake there from the 12. Not like he hit the wall. Oh boy, the 83 almost gets into the back of Quentin Stewart there. Close one entering turn 3. How about this? The lead has started to come back down. I don't know if the 22 had some problems there a moment ago. The lead that he had well over 3 seconds is now down to 2.2. Falling. Last time by, Chuck Sweeting, 0.2 faster. More tenths there that last time, and there's the 22 navigating some lap traffic with the 15 of Brandon Yates now going a lap down. Galen Wunsch no longer has the free pass position. They'll have to get by the 15 of Yates. Wow, we talked about that. 22 lost another 0.2, almost 0.3 of a second. Chuck Sweeting is on the move now. But he has to navigate around the 15 as well. Trying to catch him at the right time to get by cleanly. And the 15 gonna let him go here. Steve McGo starts our set of green flag pit stops on lap 86. So he will be the first taker down pit road. Quentin Stewart follows suit. He is now down and away. We'll lose that spot to the 83 car. On Dobbs down on the bottom, letting these guys go. Sweeting continues to shave away this lead, but is it too little too late? We're approaching that green flag pit stop time. Dobbs trying to add himself as a repeat winner in this season. Sweeting already with 2 wins to start it out. And Wyatt Walker down pit road. Looks like a top 3 day for the 85 if he can keep this going. Aaron Wilkin and Ronnie Joyner still out on the racetrack. The top 7 have not hit pit road. Randy Yates down to allow Galen Wunsch to become the free pass car. And still praying for a caution here. Wunsch now into the top, almost into the top 5 as he'll go by. I think above a 199, I'll just stay out as long as I can here. Stretch this run out as far as it'll go. .3 seconds. Lap 92. Sweeting is all but caught Alan Dobbs. He's the fastest car on the racetrack. Last time by a 25.410. Only car close to that time was Trent Wilkin with a 25.460. Your third place driver who's about 4 or 5 seconds back. Here comes Dobbs down to pit. First lap's led here for Chuck Sweeting. And we've got a yellow. The 85 of Wyatt Walker on cold tires loses control down the backstretch. And this changes everything. Alan Dobbs is stuck on pit road. Drivers are trying to pin him a lap down. If I was Dobbs, I probably would have... Oh, no, this is going to trap him a lap down. How about the bailout for Galen Wunsch here? Let's go back on the instant replay and see if we can find out what happened to the 85 of Wyatt Walker. Oh, wow, he came up on the outside wall. Tough break for the 85. It was looking like a top 3 day. Now heavy damage. All 4 corners of that 85 sprint machine have to be repaired. Chuck Sweeting, Ronnie Joyner, Trenton Wilk in the top 3. Down and away for Sweeting. Ronnie Joyner is going to snag away the lead here on lap 97. Don't go anywhere. We've got more coverage. The remaining 35 laps here from Rockingham, North Carolina. The QSR Chase for the Cup, live on V-Speed.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Back here live, Rockingham, North Carolina. The change for the lead, the shake-up, the whole situation. The green flag is back out. But we talked briefly there about how the 22 of Alan Dobbs got stuck on pit road, and Chuck Sweeting's around. Yellow flag's back out. Sweeting not happy with that one. Made a mistake on his nose, got loose in front of Ronnie Joyner. Wilkin able to miss it. Chuck Sweeting makes the mistake on the bottom of turn 1. Loses it here. The closing laps. He was another car that had a destiny to a top 3 here today. Unfortunately, like Wyatt Walker, not quite as bad. Loses control, loses position. So we're gonna pull a driver into the booth here. I think this is an opportunity to talk to Alan Dobbs in the number 22 car. Dobbs, you got caught on pit road and the caution comes out at the worst possible time imaginable, but you still committed to that pit stop there. Did you regret that decision, or did you feel like it would still work itself out?
I felt like it was going to be the same either way. Like either I rolled through the pits and pitted last on the lead lap, or I just get my wave around for the next restart and not really start that far back. So I just went ahead and did the pit stop because, well, I was already there. It's definitely bad timing. I don't know how that always seems to happen, but I think somebody just wanted to see me try to get back through the field.
Well, it was Wyatt Walker that lost control there on the cold tires. Has the handling on this thing been a lot different the first couple laps out?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be pretty careful with it first few laps. If you drive it right, you'll get a little tighter as the run goes on and not have so many issues. But it's Rockingham. It's a high-powered race car. There's definitely a lot of sketchiness.
With that, Alan, we got you up here in the booth. Hopefully you can get back up there to at least a podium finish. You've had a dominant day of 92 laps led. Anybody want to shout out real quick?
And shout out to all the guys here, all the admins. Appreciate you for the broadcast, Nightfall Graphics, and my beautiful wife.
Alan Dobbs currently in the 4th spot. He will restart on the outside of the 2nd row for this next one. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
So getting set to double back up. Ronnie Joyner has the lead. And now as it sits, this is kind of what he needs. It's a small dose of what he needs to try to shave away that points lead that Dobbs has as he pulls up the lead into turn 1. We'll choose the outside with Shane Ferguson. And actually deciding to go to the bottom here. And Ferguson will be on the outside for this restart, but how about that for the 21? He was having a relatively quiet day, running back in the 9th spot most of the night. Finds himself here in the top 3. And this is kind of still a product of what happened with that caution falling during green flag pit stops. We're going to restart this race with 31 laps to go when we take the green flag. If you're enjoying tonight's action here on V-Speed, I know we've had some minor issues with some Stream Deck related problems. That's actually what was causing my microphone issue earlier in the segment, but we've covered all of these races and we've prided ourselves in the quality. Just a minor little hiccup that we've had here tonight. If you are enjoying it though, make sure to hit that subscribe button here on V-Speed. You'll never miss a single race. So we still have 4 races left in the regular season and 4 races in the chase as the pace car gets out of the way. It'll be Darlington next week, but let's see what we can do here at Rockingham. 31 to go. Lots of wheel spin into turn 1. And there's Galen Wunsch, who was 2 laps down at one point in this race. Mentioned that he had the speed. I felt like he had the potential for a top 5. Look at him here, holding off for 2nd. Wide again. Deja vu moment for the 22. Contact with the 12. The 199 into the outside wall. And there goes Dobbs around for another yellow on 106. And Dobbs just makes a mistake there on the inside. Back on the instant replay. You can see here he goes 3 wide with the 12 and the 199, but just not a good entry into 1. He gets a big run off of turn 4 here. He's going to take it all the way to the inside. But watch this right here. This is where he kind of pushed up the racetrack into the 12. The 12 did take a shallow entry to pinch him down. That is more on the 22 to keep his car down near that yellow line. And you can see right here on this entry, he just slides up into him. Takes Galen Wunsch, who just got back on the lead lap, to the outside wall. Now Wunsch is trying to get some of that damage repaired. Chuck Sweeting, who had problems earlier and got loose, has now regained the car back to third. Trenton Wilkin up to the second position there. Ronnie Joyner holds on to the lead as we dwindle more and more of these laps away. We have a few of these drivers in the Discord here, but I was looking for Trenton Wilkin. I don't see him anywhere in the Discord. Want to get his take on that contact between him and Alan Dobbs, but not able to do so. No, it wasn't intentional for either one of those cars to make contact, just aggressive racing, and we'll see more of that here in the closing laps. We'll have about 25 to go when we take the green. We do have attempts for green-white checkers as well. This is the day that Ronnie Joyner needs. He needs to keep this car in one piece and get this win. He will make up quite a bit of points on the 22 of Dobbs, who has heavy, heavy damage. Has come down pit road several times to try to get it repaired. Galen Wunsch electing not to come back down, which is surprising. He has heavy front-end damage on this 199. So we get doubled back up here. Dobbs trying to get some more of this. He's in the box here now for about 10 to 20 seconds before they go back green. Dobbs down and away with a little bit more of that repaired. Well, let's go on board here. Ronnie Joyner, Trenton Wilkin will be side by side for this restart. Let's hear the RPMs kick up for the 00 into the restart zone. Green flag back out. Here comes Chuck Sweeting up to second. Gets to the back bumper of Joyner. 25 laps to go, and Chuck Sweeting has raced his way back up to the top three. Will he add 3 wins to this season? There's a peak up high. Nothing there just yet. Quentin Stewart back up to the pit spot. Galen Wunsch is going to look inside of him for all the more damage that car has. Shane Ferguson trying to get back around him. They almost touch, and there's the 21 around. Another caution comes out. Alan Dobbs into the back of Shane Ferguson down the backstretch. Race that started out clean and green, starting to fall apart. Ferguson was fighting for the 6th position here, got tight on the inside of Wunsch, and the 22 really nowhere to go on the checkup here. There's a battle for the lead just ahead of that. Sweeting and look to the inside of Ronnie Joyner. go anywhere. We've still got coverage remaining. We're going to probably put this thing into overtime at the rate we're going. You're watching the QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup and the PDI 135 from Rockingham. More coverage on V-Speed right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Here live from Rockingham, we were having about 20 to go. We're under that mark now, 15 laps, actually 10 to go. Be less than that with about 8 laps left in this race. Green flag is back out. 15 laps, I don't even know. I'm trying to count here. It's over 15 to go. I'm losing my mind here. Up in the booth, green flag is back out though. And here comes Quentin Stewart, your pole sitter, back on offense. Side by side for the lead, just in front of the 24. Leading tries to clear Ronnie Joyner. It's loose on the bottom. Caution is out. Another yellow. Looks like Galen Wunsch involved again. Sure where this came out for. Oh, Jesse Gordon, heavy impact with the outside wall. Jesse Gordon, I'm kind of confused as to why he came out on the racetrack here. He was 115 laps down. Outside the 21 that slid down through the grass there. entirely sure what's going on with that. 10 not even in position to gain anything in this race. Came back out on the racetrack, 113 laps down. Loses control in the back of this field and have another race-altering caution. This is not good if you're a Chuck Sweeting fan. He's had a couple attempts at trying to get the lead, and every time he starts to get into a position, gets the momentum going, caution comes out that prevents the 75 from getting that pass, and now we tick more and more of these laps away. We'll probably be under 10 to go when we come back green. Joyner, Sweeting, Stewart, Wilkin, and Yates, the top 5. Well, Dobbs continuing to try to repair some of this damage. I think this is a chance to bring another driver up here into the booth. Quentin Stewart, Bradley Cooper up in the VSP booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
Things getting a little bit chaotic here in the closing laps. We had a really clean first stage of the race, really clean first half, really, considering, and we got all the way up to about 35 to go, and things just started falling apart.
Yeah, well, I think it's a little bit of attrition and a little bit, you've got some guys in here that are a little bit inexperienced with the Gen 4. So I'm hoping we're going to get a pretty epic finish here, but we'll see what happens. I got Ronnie and Chuck up here, so I'm going to do my best and try to get to the front.
Well, we're doubled back up. Anybody you want to shout out real quick before we let you go?
I got shout out V-Speed. You guys do an awesome job every single week. Thank you guys so much for all y'all do here at the broadcast.
All right, we'll put you back down there in Venom Motorsports.
Thanks, sir.
But Stewart, the number 24, he'll restart on the inside in the 3rd position. We'll have just over 10 to go. The iRacing pace car gets out of the way. Ronnie Joyner, Chuck Sweeting. Front row, can Sweeting best him on this restart? This is his chance. He's running out of time to take away that lead. Green flag back underway at Rockingham. Race number 8. Wheel spin in the background. I believe that was the 20 machine of Bryson Witherspoon. He's going to get back underneath of him. But here we go out of turn 2. Sweeting gets loose again. That opens up the door for Quentin Stewart to the inside. Here comes the 24 car trying to complete the pass. This is for 2nd. Oh, really loose there for Stewart. He's sideways. Gets it back underneath of him, but falls back to 9th spot. Oh, look now, Alan Dobbs has worked his way back up to the 4th spot. Trying to chase down Sweeting and Ronnie Joyner. In the wall for Joyner. Into the entry at turn 1, makes a miscalculation on the entry. Rushes that outside wall. Back to the live shot though. Ray Wilkins slowly chipping away at these drivers. 7 laps to go. Joyner, Sweeting, Wilkin, all within half a second. They're 3 and 4. Joyner running a little bit higher line, gets a little bit loose, holds on to it. Missing the stripe for 6 to go. Cuts the door. Right off the nose of the 75. Trying to keep him at bay. Sweeting gets a better entry into 3 and 4 this time. Able to get within a couple tenths. Wilkin in the background. Trying a different line through 1 and 2 than all these drivers. Chuck Sweeting get around Ronnie Joyner. 5 laps to go. 4 now when they cross the stripe. Here he looks again. Can't get the drive off. He's going to need Joyner to make another mistake. Zero has played good defense thus far. 3 laps left. He just has to do it 3 more times around Rockingham. And he knows this. He's going to get more and more aggressive. Car down on the apron. Not sure who that was. I believe it was Bryson Witherspoon. Stay green, 2 laps left. Sweeting really loose. Here comes Wilkin for second. Into the wall for the 12. He's not going to get it that time. How about that? Able to maintain the momentum. White flag in the air. He takes away second. Pins it to the outside, up into the wall. And Sweeting could have another chance back to second spot. Down the backstretch, here comes Wilkin. And out of nowhere, with the final lap underway, Trenton Wilkin gets by Chuck Sweeting and Ronnie Joyner. Joyner gets loose out of 4. He'll give up second. And Ronnie Joyner goes from first to third, all within 2 corners. Trenton Wilkin out of nowhere thunders past. What a run there for the 12. Post-race interviews with your top 3. Get those final results here from Rockingham. You're watching the QSR simulations. Chase for the Cup from Rockingham, race number 8. Back more right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. iRace or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Here live from Rockingham, North Carolina, the QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup has concluded their 135-lap race for race number 8. What a good one it was. Trenton Wilkin becomes victorious after a last lap surge from third all the way to the lead. Down the backstretch, he got around Chuck Sweeting, got around Ronnie Joyner in the entry at 3. Finish it was. With 4 lead changes, 6 cautions, 4 of those cautions coming in the last 35 laps of this race. The PDI 135 has concluded. Chuck Sweeting will come home in second, Joyner in third. Alan Dobbs races his way back to a top 5 after getting heavy damage. So involved in a couple different incidents here tonight. He'll get a top 5 fourth position. Steve McGough, a top 5, solid day for him after starting at 6th. Looks like Shane Ferguson's going to get 6th position. Galen Wunsch 7th. Quentin Stewart, a little mistake there on that last restart, got loose out of 4. He'll fall back to the 8th position. Brandon Yates gets a top 10, 9th spot for him today. Wyatt Walker, tough break for the 85. It was the top 3 car, just lost control and damaged that machine for a 10th place finish. Brent Allen out of the race here. The rest of these drivers were off your track, and Bryson Witherspoon an early exit as well. Jesse Gordon came back out on the racetrack, 113 down, flipped the car over. Not exactly sure what that was all about. And Mike Petrin electing not to grid here today. He will finish in the 14th position. So with that, it's time to bring up your top 3. We've rounded up those drivers, and the first one we're going to talk to here in the booth is Ronnie Joyner, your 3rd place finisher. Ronnie, I gotta say, man, that thing, it was just down to the last lap. You were playing defense on Chuck Sweeting, but Trenton Wilkin out of nowhere puts you in a weird spot. You end up getting loose out of turn 4 and fall back to 3rd, but you're still able to get points on Alan Dobbs. I know this wasn't the race you wanted, but it's the race you needed to get some points back.
Oh, it was a fun race there at the end. I knew he was going to come up there as hard as me and Chuck were racing, so he had a little bit fresher tires. So I knew he was coming.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me up in the booth here, though, because we didn't really see Trenton Wilkins surge to the top 3 at all today. He seemed to have his speed late in the run, but you guys usually were pulling away by that time. Early in this race, you started in 5th. You fell back a little bit. Car got really, really loose. Was that the case all race long for the 00 team?
Really loose all race long. So some cars got wrecked out for doing stupid stuff that were up front. And that opened the door. So we almost got us one right there. It was really close and really good race there at the end between Chuck and Trenton there.
Well, Ronnie, I know that this one might sting a little bit, but nonetheless, a great finish. Anybody you want to shout out for tonight's podium?
Yep, V-Speed for the broadcast, you Bradley for doing it, and QSR and all the boys at Venom Motorsports, and happy Halloween to everybody.
Appreciate your time. Ronnie Joyner, 3rd place here tonight after leading at the very end of this race, took the white flag, couldn't quite get that checkered, but congratulations. We'll see you next week at Darlington.
Have a good night.
Moving up to our 2nd place finisher, Chuck Sweeting. And Sweeting had looked to the lead on several different occasions. You had battled with the 22 of Dobbs. You battled with the 00. You battled with the 85. I mean, there was a multiple chances here for the 75 to take the lead and run away with it. But in that closing 10 laps there in that final restart, it looked like the handling had just went away from you.
Yeah, when I spun out on that restart, I floored it to keep it down off the banking so it wouldn't get hit, which everybody did a great job avoiding me. And I kind of destroyed the tires. I overheated them, and I should have gone in and replaced them. And I didn't, and Trenton's tires were just better. He was flying those last few laps, so congrats to him. So I don't know. At one point, I thought I had to win. Another point, and then I'd lose it, and then I'd think I had a chance again, and then I'd lose it again. And I don't know, just that's how it works out. I'll take second though on a track like this where it's pretty tough to drive. I'll take it.
You almost added a third one to the win column. You're the only multi-time winner here in QSR. I don't believe that Trenton Wilkin had a win prior to this race. I could be wrong on those stats, but yeah, he did. I think he did actually. So another driver's going to add his name to that list. But for you, this is another consistent week. You're putting together podium finishes. You're starting to hit full stride here in the QSR chase for the Cup.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. We've come to a couple of tracks that suit me really well. You know, those tracks, when I joined iRacing 10 years ago, they didn't have all the NASCAR tracks, so this one got ran pretty frequently, and so I got used to it. Although this car wasn't around then, so I had to relearn it for this car. But I like the track; it's a lot of fun. It's different, it's challenging. So I'm not sure where we go next race.
Darlington. So if you thought this one was hard.
I like Darlington. I'm not necessarily great there, but I like running there. It's another one that's just it's challenging and it's fun as a driver to run there. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, Chuck, we appreciate your time up here in the booth. Anybody that comes to mind to help this 75 team get to the racetrack?
I just want to thank Quentin and the admins for all the hard work they do, and the other drivers for the racing respect they show. And it was a lot of fun. You know, it's always a lot of fun when you can race around guys and be competitive without getting into problems with them. So it was awesome. Congrats to Trenton for the win. And yeah, we'll see what we can do next week, and maybe get one better next week.
Chuck Sweeting, second place here at Rockingham. We look forward to seeing you next week in South Carolina at Darlington.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bradley.
And finally, that brings us to Victory Lane, where Trenton Wilkin has added a second win to the column here. Trenton, you were just outside. You were kind of hanging around that cut line, but this win, it's going to solidify your run for the chase.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that.
So talk us through the strategy there. You came back down pit road, and I believe it was that second to last caution that we had. Got 4 tires, looked like a rocket ship. You passed both those cars within a lap. I mean, pretty much within 2 corners.
Yeah, I came down. I was like, I don't know if I could pass him. I was like, I'll come back, take time, because it's Rockingham, take some tires. And I was like, as long as there's not a caution with probably lap 125 would have been like our cutoff. Probably would have been because I ran out of tires. That was my last set that I could do. And I was like, we just got to take a shot at it. And I was like, oh, I saw him not pulling away. And I was like, I think I got a shot here if they get together, or if I can somehow pull up to him.
Yeah, they started racing side by side, and of course, Ronnie Joyner had made a couple mistakes there that checked both of them drivers up. But you come out of turn 2 with a big run on Sweeting, then take that momentum all the way into turn 3 on the high line. It's just amazing drive. Anybody that comes to mind to shout out, Trenton?
I want to give a shout out to my team, PDI, Quentin, for being, he's team owner, but also for the league he runs, for you guys broadcasting, my wife, my mom, grandma, all my family. It's incredible. I didn't think I would be going into the season, think I would have 2 wins now.
There you have it. Trenton Wilkin, 2-time winner, second driver to do so here in the QSR Season 3. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Darlington.
All right, thank you.
With that, we move on to another great week here on V-Speed. We've still got more racing here, so don't go too far. Saturday Night Racing League Challenger Series and the Cup Series will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Challenger and 10 p.m. Eastern Time for the Cup. And then it's the second to last race in the Sunoco Cup Series at Las Vegas. That'll start at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on V-Speed. For everybody that helped put on this show, Quentin Stewart and Ronnie Joyner, that admins up here at QSR Simulations and all the things they do. Adam Baker in the background, currently live, maybe done with his show now but was running the show for the BMW Car Club of America. Makes all the graphics and all the things in the background that makes this show work. Our other producers, Eddie Smith, Morgan Cook, Logan Threlkeld, and Christian Hill. This is Bradley Cooper telling you to have a great rest of your week. We'll see you Saturday. Until then, stay tracking.